Hello and welcome to Thanks for the View. This week brought to you by the teaser trailer for Michael Bay's Ninja Turtles. Get ready for some explosions! Boom!
Ninja Turtles, na 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 na, Ninja Turtles. Na 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 na, Ninja Turtles. Na na na, Ninja Turtles. Na 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 na, Ninja Turtles. Michael Bay, you messed up. You made a millions.
Bam! Oh my god, did you see that one part where it was all like, and then it was all like, and it was like, oh my gosh, that was so Michael Bay. Could you guys tell that I made that? Yeah, you could tell, huh? Yeah, I made that. Michael Bay didn't make it. I know you thought it probably did because all the explosions, right? Yeah, it was me. It was me. Yeah, just me. Michael Bay had nothing to do with it. Except everything that I said, and it's still true. He's still ruining it. But you know, that's just something that all the fanboys are gonna have to get over because, I mean, Michael Bay makes at least entertaining movies. The Transformers movies, while not the best story-wise, they were fun to watch. Everybody enjoyed seeing Transformers. They might have been like, that was a crappy movie, that story was really bad, and those actors are terrible. Especially that blonde girl. Because I did not like her replacing Megan Fox. I just did not think that she fit the role. I mean, she was pretty, don't get me wrong. She did look good. But when she called Megatron a bitch, like, you don't call Megatron a bitch, little blonde girl, you're not Megan Fox. Like, you could tell that was written for Megan Fox, and then they had to be like, oh, let's just replace her last minute because nobody likes her. Aw, lame. But you know what? Life just sometimes is disappointing. You can't always be exciting and awesome. Just like every movie can't always be the best movie ever made. Even though I'm sure Adam Sandler's next movie, That's My Boy, is really good. It's probably not. It has a really bad review on RottenTomatoes.com. It's probably pretty bad.
Which kind of sucks because I like Adam Sandler. I enjoyed a lot of his older movies, and I was hoping that this might get back to his roots of making good comedy movies. And I'm a fan of Andy Samberg, and it's got a lot of SNL cast members in it. But still, maybe I should watch it before I talk about it. But I think that might make this review of it even worse. So maybe I'll just stick to my thoughts on what it might be like to watch.
But one movie that's coming out soon that I'm really excited for is Brave. Mostly because Pixar just always makes awesome movies. And I also just got finished reading the Steve Jobs book, which was awesome because, you know, I'm an Apple lover.
I got my iMac, I got my MacBook, I got my iPod Touch, my iPod Video, my iPod Nano, my iPod Shuffle.
I got a lot of iPods and Apple products. But what I learned from reading the Steve Jobs book was that he just built so many awesome companies, including Pixar. Without Steve Jobs, Pixar probably would not be the awesome company that it is today. And so that's just another reason to thank Steve Jobs for being awesome. And I wish I could have got to meet him, but it's unfortunate that he passed. And I hope that they're going to continue to make awesome, amazing gadgets and stuff in the future, even without him there to look over people's shoulders. But alright, now that I've completely gotten off topic and talked about movies and Steve Jobs and how awesome, blah 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 blah, let's go ahead and get to the first question, which comes from Eshibeth, who asks, glad you're back. What do you miss most about San Diego? And then she also asks, top, worst, and best moments living in Burbank thus far.
Well, I'd say one of the things I miss about living in San Diego was living with my parents and not having to spend money on rent, the electricity bill, internet bill, and all those sorts of things. It was nice living a little bit cheaper and less expensive, and also getting home-cooked meals by my mom.
And I'd say that the best thing about Burbank so far is probably the fact that I'm living outside of my parents' house. Even though that was a nice thing in San Diego, I also really like being out in the world sort of on my own. Sure, I'm living with roommates and stuff, but I can do whatever I want now. I can go to bed when I want, I can watch TV as late as I want, I can eat what I want, I can do whatever I want. And my parents aren't there to tell me what to do or when to do it. And I mean, not that they did that a ton when I lived at home, but it's just nice to feel free here and be able to do what I want. So I'd say that's probably my top thing about Burbank. I think my worst moment so far would be what happened to me a few months ago, which was I got laid off from my job. But luckily, I started getting unemployment, and I'm also most likely going to be getting my job back within the next few weeks or so. Hopefully, crossing my fingers. But I'd say that's probably the worst thing to happen. And now for the next question, which comes from FirstStar47, who asks, now a riddle. When asked how old she was, Susie replied, in 2 years I will be twice as old as I was 5 years ago. How old is Susie? He also adds, and do I have to add a "that was awesome" comment on your videos from now on?
Well, to answer your riddle, which I actually figured out this time, she's 12. I started off at 10 and just kept adding 1 until I got to 12 and realized that it worked, and I was like, wow, that's pretty awesome. So, 12. I finally figured out one of your riddles without guessing or looking it up. I didn't even have to look it up. I figured it out. Woohoo, I'm so smart!
And as for having to post "that was awesome" in all of my videos, you don't have to do anything that you don't want to do. But if you want to go ahead and post that on every single one of my videos, by all means, feel more than welcome to. But you don't have to. Alright, and now for another comment from Eshibeth, who says, it doesn't surprise me that the 9th Doctor is your favorite, Christopher Eccleston. Mine is the 10th, David Tennant, because he's so quirky. So can I ask you Doctor Who questions then? What do you think makes the best villain, the Weeping Angels or the Daleks? I totally read that wrong, but it's fine. And also, where in the world would you want to travel with the Doctor? What is your most memorable episode so far? And also, go and watch the Doctor Who cast sing I Would Walk 500 Miles on YouTube, and let me know what you think of it.
Well, to answer your first question, I think that the Weeping Angels are way scarier than the Daleks. Honestly, the little robot things, every time that they come up against them, I'm like, really? These guys are still coming back to try to get the Doctor? But the Weeping Angels are scary as crap. To think that all these statues come alive when nobody looks at them, and then they touch you and send you to some random point in time. Oh my god, that is so freaking scary. And every time they're in an episode, it's so tense that I'm sitting on the edge of my seat thinking, oh my god, how are they gonna make it out of this? Just keep looking at them and they won't get you. But, oh yeah, definitely the Weeping Angels, I think, are the scarier of the two.
As for where in time I would want to travel with the Doctor, you know, probably I'd just ask him. I'd say, where's the coolest point in the future that there's, like, awesome gadgets and really cool stuff? And I would just want to go and see that and see, like, where technology and stuff like that is going to go at some point in the future. I think that would be really awesome. I don't know. I mean, there'd probably be some cool things in the past, but considering you don't really want to go back in the past and mess with anything or do anything like that, I think I'd probably just want to go. If anything, if I went back in time, I'd mess things up. So I'd rather just go to the future where I can't mess anything up. So yeah, just some point in the future probably is where I'd rather go with him. And I would actually say that one of the most memorable episodes that I've seen is the first episode I saw with the Weeping Angels. Like after I saw that, I told so many people about how awesome that was. I was like, you have to watch this episode, and they have these creatures called the Weeping Angels, and they're statues, and oh my god, they're the freakiest thing ever. And there's this video that she was watching that was recorded by the Doctor previously because he knew everything that she was going to say, and when she started talking to it, it matched up, and it was the craziest. Oh my god, anybody that's seen the episode knows how awesome that part was. It was just so cool how everything tied together, and that was definitely one of my favorite all-time episodes so far that I can think of. Also, thank you for telling me to go watch the cast singing I Would Walk 500 Miles, because it was awesome. I mean, they weren't really singing it. Oh, they were singing it, actually. But, oh, God. So awesome. Alright, now for a question from Aiden the Great 2, who asks, what are the first 59 digits of pi? Where did you get your name from? And can you sing a Michael Jackson song? For the first 59 digits of pi... So easy, I know that off the top of my head. Don't even need to look it up or anything. It's totally,
3.1415926535897933284623384629937515820974. Yeah! Totally looked that up, and there's a picture of Dr. Evil on the page that I looked it up on. Pi to 1 million decimal places, except I'm not going to go that far, and that doesn't look anything like a million. But that's 59 digits of it, as long as this is correct.
As for where I got my name from, I'm assuming you mean my YouTube name, and I just came up with that one day where I was like, what if I had a channel where every single person that commented on my videos, I responded with, thanks for the view. And so I was like, I'm just going to see if that channel is available. And so it was, and I made it. By the way, I don't think I ever responded to yours, but that's only because I'm looking through the most recent comments right now in my inbox, and I didn't even realize that this one was posted. But yeah, thanks for the view, by the way. And as for the Michael Jackson song, sure, why not?
I'm looking at the man in the mirror. Woo! I'm asking him to change his ways. No message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make that change. I'm looking at the man in the mirror. Oh.
Alright, you guys, well, that's all the questions that I'm going to do for this video. Go ahead and leave some new questions, and I'll be sure to answer them in my next video, which hopefully should come out pretty soon, and not 4 months from this one, which probably, it was about that long since I made the last one. But I've got a little bit more time on my hands, and I think I can probably keep up with probably once a month or so, maybe a couple times a month. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But go ahead and leave comments on this video, and I'll be sure to get to them next time. But that's it. I will see you guys next time on Thanks for the View.
Yeah, subscribe.